Good afternoon. I'm Marla Ellerman. I'm Executive Director of the Mobile Payment Conference. I'm here with Heather Hatch, who's VP of Business Development for PAX US. Heather, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about Android mobile solutions.
We are super excited to be back at the Mobile Payments Conference. It's one of these shows where I think what PAX is thinking about for the future and for moving into Android mobile payments all comes into play and all together at this Mobile Payments Conference. So the thought really is, and what we've been working on and have released, is to try and get away from what people might consider the old, let's shove an ugly payment terminal in front of your face and that's the only thing it does is a credit card payment. But now get into what can Android do for us? And how can I manage my four walls of my business using an Android operating system and apps that you can put onto the devices that don't have anything to do with payments, that maybe you're doing your HR or maybe doing your accounting, but still providing a one device that also does that secure EMV payment, which we are never going to get away from.
So is this out for like a time clock for checking in?
Absolutely. So we have probably 100 different Android applications that you can download on our Android terminals. And at that point, some of them are POS software apps for restaurants, retail, healthcare, different industry and vertical types. And some of them are, how can I order paper? How can I check in my HR? How can I do my accounting? How can I do my security cameras in my four walls and see the videos of the cameras? It just depends. Now we've given the opportunity and the advice to people to say, here is an all-in-one device that's not only going to do the secure payments for you, but that is also going to manage your four walls.
Wow.
So
wow.
there's so much more. You could even run some e-commerce through here. This can be your full computer platform of your actual. Now you don't need to maybe purchase these very large POS software systems that cost a lot of money and take up a lot of counter space. As we all know, your phone is a computer. These are computers,
right?
But still managing the payment portion of it as well.
Question, I buy this device for $7.90 or whatever the price is, and I can download any one of those 100 apps and have them work simultaneously on this device?
Yeah, just as your phone, you can see you can have multiple apps, as many apps as you want to on the device. Most of what's happening today is a lot of the acquirers and banks and independent sales organizations are pushing apps that they know you as a merchant are going to want to use.
Okay.
Maybe your POS software app, maybe your HR app. They're creating packages for their merchants and customers, and most of that's being controlled through our PAX Store, which is our Android marketplace.
Got it.
But you can go onto the PAX Store and download your own apps.
Okay, got it.
As long as it's available to you.
Okay, got it.
On
got
that
it.
application.
And you have help, like technical help in case I need
Definitely. We have two separate help divisions that we have. One for developers. If you're an ISV or an Android developer and you want to come write an application for our Android marketplace, we have help for that.
Okay.
We also have a support system for people who are deploying terminals and using those devices and getting them down into merchant locations.
Okay, great. That's
Everything's
exciting.
very remote.
That's
great. You can do anything you want to this device remotely.
That's awesome. How many of those have you sold?
For as far as the United States, I would say in the United States, as far as Android devices that are just in this country, probably upwards of 50,000 devices at this point.
Wow.
So the push is there. There's a lot of companies that are jumping on this bandwagon that are not just wanting to provide the simple payment solutions, but want to move their customers into the future, and Android's the way to do that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Heather. Thank you for coming, and it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you.